All right. Fortunate four. End of the 2021 season is upon us. Carlos, I feel like we should start with you because for one, you're just kind of crushing it, man. For a 9 seed, especially, you're crushing it, and you're really
So now, but I
taking.
was.
It's kind of like I don't know, Batman versus Bane. You know, you were just beat down and broken in years past, and then you just rose up out of the ashes and just smashed your arch nemesis, William Sanchez. So I don't know. Take the floor. What do you want to say, Carlos?
Listen, man, I feel like I've been like a dark horse, especially in the last like 6 weeks. Had my losses were very close losses, but even if I don't win this year, man, it was so satisfying to beat Bill 3 times and to cause him to implode like that. So that's the win in my book. So wherever this, if I lose to Blake this week, it's all right because that was satisfying.
Blake, how you feeling about y'all's matchup? This is pretty. I haven't checked it tonight. What are we looking at for you guys?
It's still
well,
tight.
You're still holding on.
Well, Durant went off, but Luka sat out. That killed me. And then he has the advantage tomorrow. He has like a full lineup, and I don't. So I'm about to pull out another miracle in order to win this week.
Blake's looking so confident right now. So confident.
Well, I will say that hearing Carlos already give his like speech of like I'm okay losing, I would say is not acceptable, except for it's because he beat Bill 3 times. So like I'm totally with it. Like usually I would
Don't
like
get me wrong. It's not like I'm not trying, but
oh sure. Like usually I would dog it and be like, spoken like a true loser. But it's like, no, man, keep saying it. Keep saying you're okay with how the season's gone. But no, it's a tight matchup. I mean, I think that of course I don't want Carlos to win. That would be the case for anybody, but it's just something about it where it's like he's the guy that beat Bill. I'm like, I gotta beat him. So and also I think Carlos beat me at least once this season. So definitely want to win, but it's tight. I don't know. I mean, you can't tell on a day to day
it's
what's
true.
going to
Crazier
happen.
things have happened. So,
Yeah.
but here's the kicker. Like I thought I still had a chance. I was gonna pick up a few guys, and I got a text from William Christian like 2 days ago. It's like, out of the four, I would like you to win. Good luck. I wish I could give you all their leftover waiver
Oh, he
money
did,
and blah
huh?
blah blah. He's
Ooh.
and then last night I'm like, oh, I could pick up Dort and this other guy, and this guy is over here like in the losers bracket paying $8-10 for these guys, and I'm like, thanks, Will.
For the
With,
loser
with my
bracket.
with my $20 I have left, I was hoping to pick up this guy and have a chance.
It's clutch.
That's amazing. I didn't realize that. Wow. So he stabs his roommate in the back, Blake, and then he
Yeah.
goes and stabs you in the back, Carlos, by paying.
And then sends me the Bill Joker gif.
Oh,
I
wow.
think this is collusion. I think Blake and William are working together, and Blake's looking at the waiver saying, "Hey, William, pick up Dort, pick up this other guy, so Carlos can't get him." That's what I think is going on.
That sounds exactly right. Yeah, we got to launch an investigation. We're gonna get on that. The
My hands are
competition
clean.
has got a lot of work to do in the off season this year, and this is added to the list.
No,
Because
my
that's a
hands
big reason why I was in it. Like I've been working the waiver wire, like with my little bit money, and it's been working. But he killed me today with that.
I will say I was very confused when I was like, oh, it was after 11. I think it was like 12:30 or something. I checked and I was like, oh, what process, what went through? And then I saw that William made a couple moves. I was like, well, that's kind of interesting. And then I saw that I was like, oh, he got Dort. Why would he do that? But I was on my phone, so I couldn't like see the actual offers report. So I got home. I was like, oh, let me check to see who put offers like on maybe Blake Griffin, which that was a dumb move by me, I guess. But anyway, and I was like, oh, it was Carlos got totally screwed there. I was like, well, that works out for me. So
William.
I didn't even know you could do that. Man, that's a whole new world for me. Now I'm
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. No, I wanted I didn't want him, but I had him at Griffin as a backup waiver ad because he's playing tonight and tomorrow night.
That's what I did too. Yeah. We all try to add basically the same guys. I mean, in some combo.
It's true. We're all equally not that good at this. Daniel, so you need to get in here. Like you appeared like what 6 weeks ago, something like that. And we're like, I'm trying to make a comeback now. I'm getting more serious. you just like stormed back. I mean, as you were alluding to this earlier before we actually started recording, that like once you get Trey back, who knows about Sabonis? If you could get through your matchup this week, you got a pretty good shot. Like, talk about just the meteoric comeback rise, because I mean, like Carlos, I know Carlos, like props. We've already given you your props, but Carlos still a low seed, still not a great record. You're kind of on the opposite of that. You just stormed back. I mean, talk about it, man. How are you feeling right now as far as just your general success as a man?
I mean, again, shout out to Dustin for taunting me and telling me I was an easy win and haven't lost since then. I can't figure it out. I mean, I was telling Blake the other day, I don't have a top 15 fantasy scorer. Trey and Sabonis are barely in the top 20. So I don't know if it's just I have enough guys right in that middle. I mean, because, obviously Trey and Sabonis put up points, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson. I do have to credit Mason Plumlee, not really anymore, but right there in the middle of the season, he was, killing it.
Team USA veteran Mason Plumlee.
That's right. I did try to have as many Duke players as possible. I think that was part of my success as well. I think I mentioned that last time, but yeah, man, it's I'm skating on thin ice now with all the injuries. So all last week in Anthony's matchup, I thought Anthony could beat me if he would actually try. I thought he just wasn't trying, and because no offense to Anthony, I appreciate the shout out Anthony gave me, but Anthony's team is so bad that if he wanted to, he could have dropped and added like 5 whole guys every day just to like keep his roster stacked. And I think he could have beat me because I did not win by much. And I had injuries all week and I wasn't putting guys in injured reserve because I already had, that full. And then come to find out from the, show last night, Anthony has like a conscientious objection to playing the waiver wire. It's like he thinks that's somehow like cheating. So I mean, Anthony, that's part of the game. You got to play the waiver wire. If you feel that way, I mean, I get it. I think you should have a strong enough team to be able to win without, relying on that. But I mean, hey, if you had dropped and added, you had the money to do it, you could be in the semifinals right now.
And just to add to that real quick, because, he called me out on that. Trades is also part of the game. And number one, I would
on the Lord's Day, Carlos. How about that?
I would speak to him after church.
Did you not have hope to trade in?
He had no problem bad-mouthing his brethren and Blake and Josh after church. So I don't want to hear nothing from him. And I would offer him fair trades, and he would just be like, no. So I'm like, okay, so don't do anything. So I don't want to hear any of that nonsense that he spewed.
Well, I do have to say, I'm with you, Daniel, though. Like, I respect, what's that movie that was about Hacksaw Ridge? You guys remember that movie about this conscientious objector? It's the guy who played Spider-Man. That's Anthony. He was in Hacksaw Ridge last week. And he just got killed. He didn't make it out alive. So that's what happens when you got principles. There's a good lesson for us in that. No, yeah. I think, all right. So Blake, one thing early on in the season, I remember you were like, I got some things to say to some of this league about, and I don't remember what, but I just feel like you should have the floor. Are you the current? You're not the current highest seed left, are you? In the
no, I think Bravo
got above you. Yeah. But it was pretty close. But either way, I know you've been sitting on just some feelings, some thoughts that you want to share with the league. So I feel like we should give you the floor here to go for that.
First of all, I appreciate Anthony for calling himself out for laughing at me during the draft when I drafted. Like laughing.
You're so mad.
Laughing. He wasn't the only one, but like not just like kind of snickering to himself, but like it was like what, like that. And so I appreciate that. I also have no idea what he's talking about, like saying he had beef with me for doing all those moves. That really stuck with him because it didn't stick with me at all. So I don't know what that was, but there were a lot of things for a little bit. Like it just seemed like there was a lot of ridiculous things being tossed out there and on some of the videos. And, I should have made a lot more mental notes. I think that as the season went on, I just kind of like let it go. The one thing I can't
W's, you're like, I don't care. I'm just trashing these dudes. I don't even need to talk to them.
So there were a few things that really mattered to me. I wanted to be the first one to beat Grantham, and that happened. it turned out that doesn't look as good of a win anymore as I thought it was going to. But talk about also not utilizing the waiver wire. I mean, Grantham I appreciate kind of what he was trying to do, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just once started winning, and then I started losing. But I don't know. For me, it was just about the playoffs. I started realizing, I don't know, probably like a month ago, I was like, all right, well, a few of my guys are hurt. It's about the playoffs at this point. So
Just locking in.
yeah, and really, it became about the seeding. And so the last 2 weeks, I started thinking about the seeding, but I realized going into the last week that there was no way for me to predict what was going to happen. Because I was trying to think, do I want to even win the last week, or do I want to lose and get a better seeding? Like when I say better, I mean different part of the bracket. But there was so much up in the air that I was like, all right, there's no way for me to try to place myself in a good position. So
this is a wonderfully unpredictable year.
it's chaos.
To Daniel's point, I was looking at your roster earlier, Daniel. You were like the 60-win Hawks team. Your fantasy team is the 60-win Hawks team. Not a single genuine all-star, but somehow a full complement of all-stars on the whole team. All right, so
let me just say, and I learned the other day that Blake didn't know the reference. I'm sure, Ben, you do. Carlos probably doesn't. Others might not. But as a tribute to that very team, which this whole season started with returning back to the purity of the Horford, Millsap, Carroll, Corver, Teague, Hawks. Okay. That honorably lost yet again to LeBron in the playoffs.
Yes.
But that's where the adding of the W.
After defeating the Washington Wizards in epic fashion and putting the nail in Paul Pierce's career. I want to add that in. Carry on.
He called game, man.
Game, but we call series, baby. Al Horford jamming it down his throat. Go ahead.
But that's where the adding of the W's comes from. I don't know if you remember that season that they went on a huge winning streak. Their Twitter handle added W's after each game. So that's a tribute to my evenly balanced scoring attack on the Hawks.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that. Yeah, I think it was 19, right? It was a 19-game winning streak because they went undefeated the month of February.
Oh yeah.
And their Twitter, I think it got so long they weren't even able to keep doing it. I think there's a cap or something, so they weren't able to do it. All right, so roundtable. What are you gonna do? You win the championship. What's going to be your celebration, guys? Blake, let's start with you, and then we'll go Daniel, then we'll go Carlos.
I'm gonna have to thank William for that move of blocking Carlos, because I think that's going to be clutch in me even getting past Carlos this round.
That's your big celebration, is thank William?
No, I already right when I saw what he did, I went in like this afternoon and like definitely dapped him up and thanked him for that.
I think we've got a collusion case building right now.
Yeah, no, that happened. That happened. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to immediately try and get together with Bill for coffee and to study. That's what I'm going to do. And I might not
like a normal Thursday, you mean?
Yeah, no, it'll be random. Like, hey man, you want to go? Let's meet the White Windmill, And then he'll be like, oh, sounds good. Because, we don't get to see each other that much. And then I probably will just like have that as my background on my phone. I'll probably have like it on my computer, and I'll just like look at him and just like kind of nod my head, and then he won't care. He'll act like he won't care at least, but secretly it'll hurt him inside. And that's really all I care about, is just rubbing it in Bill's face. So
yeah, I love that. That's a great plan to put on YouTube for the internet. I think that's really good. So that's perfect. All right, Daniel, what's your plan if you win? If you win your second championship in a row, some might say last year was an asterisk title for you, or a footnote title at least, COVID season. But it's still a title is a title. But if you get your second title in a row, what are you going to do with it?
Well, I already have team names picked out to rename my team. Depending on wins and losses. And so I'll keep the losing one to myself for when that happens. But I've already decided my team name, if I win, is Ball Don't Lie, for that very reason. Because even I had my doubts about the legitimacy of my own championship after last year. So if I win this year, as Rashid always said, Ball Don't Lie.
And Rashid never lies. So
absolutely.
All right, Carlos, what are you doing if you take the championship home this year?
I was thinking about what creative ways to use my Zaza rule to punish Bill and some Hawks fans. But you know what? I'm probably gonna take it and appreciate and give some shout outs to the Knicks. I feel like part of my success has been fueled by the resurrection of the New York Knicks in real life. So I just love them right now.
Okay. Shout out the latest team that's winning. Good for you. All
Then
right.
I feel like we don't get to turn it around on you. So like, what are you gonna do? You're in it, man.
It's true. It's true. I mean, probably I'll send out a braggadocious email to the league about the fact that I won. So that's pretty much rather than complimenting whoever else won, I'll just compliment myself. Just keep it simple. Maybe go out for a nice steak dinner. Who knows?
I guess you'll be able to do that soon in New York, right?
That's right. Yeah. Oh, we already can. You just have to wear.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, because after bragging on Bill, bragging on Matt was pretty sweet too, especially after he had plans to be in the finals with Daniel and they had all this side talk. So he didn't expect me to win that last week. So
I can't confirm or deny the side talk. I'll keep that to myself. But that really, to me, that's the most astounding thing that happened this year. I mean, I don't know how Matt's team lost. By the way, I'm going to throw Dustin under the bus one more time, and then I'm going to come back and defend Dustin. But in another side conversation, Dustin said, and I think this is a pretty exact quote, the week that matchup started, Matt, I don't see how you lose in fantasy basketball. And that was the jinx that sunk the ship.
Yeah. Dustin kicked out of the group chat.
So, but I'll throw this out there. We can ruminate on it during the summer. But in Dustin's defense, because this would have changed his outcome for the season. I think the division, having two different divisions, I mean, that's got to change. I mean, that there is no purpose for having divisions, especially. I mean, you can have divisions, but the fact that I was the 2 seed simply because I was the top of my division, as opposed to it being, because of my points scored or other tiebreakers. I mean, that's just not right. I think we can all, even I who benefited from it. But if Merkel had been in my position, which he would have been as the second highest scorer, then he would have had, conscientious objector Anthony, and then he would have been facing off against you. And no offense, but you and I are already lagging behind Blake and Carlos, so he would have had an easier time.
You and I are in the final four. That's what it is. This is the way these things shake out. Well, this is good. This is good. That's right. And this is what, by the way, this is a good segue in for us to land the plane here. Everybody needs to be thinking about rule change suggestions, score change suggestions, et cetera, et cetera. We got a little more buy-in, I think. I think the smack talk, the strategy talk, the videos have helped us all beef up our game. So everybody be thinking about those and putting those suggestions in for next season.
And the one matchup we're all looking forward to next year, Piero Lewis. I mean, that's it. I loved it. I can't wait.
All rivalries.
Blood will be shed.
All right, guys, this was fun. Enjoyed it. Good luck to everybody except Daniel.
Yeah, I feel the same, but for Carlos.
I'm sure we can go around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Later.